ship will self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.
Cancellation button? Hurry!
Where is it? Where is it?
It's gonna be here.
Out of order! Fuck! Even in the future, nothing works!
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding.
There's the other end! Faster!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Don't touch that dial. It's Leo Valdez
Give him the skibbity paps.
and Hunter Horn
We're gonna need a wood motel.
with your pregame warm-up.
Yo, DJ, drop that beat!
Pick of the week, they be deadlocked. Most of these shows is dead wrong. PGW for the W. 100 count bands on his bed top. On our podcast, getting topped off. Swinging this stick like it's top golf. I'ma bust in the face. Then I'ma read you a verse. For Philippians verse. Put the cash in your purse.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a wonderful show we have planned for you. And sadly, maybe some of you can tell, we don't have Miss Nikita with us today. She's taking care of a family emergency, and so we're going to have our prayers go out to her and to her family. And so we're just going to keep it going. We're going to keep rolling along. We're going to keep doing what we do, you know, because that's how it is, right, Hunter? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Leo. How about yourself, man?
Oh, dude, I'm holding up, man. Hey, listen, I don't know if I know you did, but just in case anybody out there didn't see, we do have a morning show. Yeah, I'm hosting it. It's like, yeah, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I thought it was really cool. It's called The Lion's Den. It's on every day in the morning, starting at 7 o'clock Central Standard, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you can guys go ahead and tune in. Basically, it's a neutral look at the news as well as a little spiritual, conversation that we can have, basically, almost cultural conversations that we can all have. The kind of conversations they tell us to stay away from, right?
Right, exactly. It's a little early for my taste, though, but I'll get up. I got up this morning, man.
Right, I thank you for that commitment, and everybody who was watching today that's watching this now.
I thank you for it only being 22 minutes. I was able to go back to sleep. I thought you were doing
no,
like
I don't know. I don't mean for it to be long at all. I don't want it to be long because then it gets just as dried out. It's just not
absolutely
there. So it's just something nice to hear, something good. You want to wake up in the morning, you want to feel good. There's already negative crap happening as soon as you wake up, right?
Exactly. Nobody likes to deal with that shit.
All right. Well, speaking of negative stuff that just keeps happening, I did discuss this earlier this morning, but let's go ahead. Let's talk about it, Hunter. Your Canes took kind of a beating, and the Owls lost in the last half second. It's of all things. But tell me, was this humiliating for the Canes or not really? Like this was it's just a bad night, Like what do you mean? What's your take on that?
Well, it was a bad night. Listen, it's not Gosh, Leo. It's not humiliating at all, first off, because the Canes made it to the Final Four. There are how many college basketball schools out there, and to be number 4, to be a top 4 school in and of itself is an accomplishment. It's kind of like, could they have played better? Could they have made some layups? Could there have been things that the Hurricanes could have done differently in the game? Maybe, yeah. Like win, yeah, that would be nice. But Connecticut was big, bro, and that Sonogu Gomo guy was unfucking real, bro. I knew we were in trouble, Leo, when their fucking 7-footer hit 3 threes in a row. I'm like, okay. When they got a 7-footer hitting threes, you're in trouble that night. You're in trouble.
And believe it or not, he actually was 0 for 1 throughout the rest of the tournament before that game. So he was just on fire. But I'll tell you this. Yes, I agree with J Rod 07, Big Jew, bro. Like that's absolutely true. The Canes getting to the Final Four was a major accomplishment. I mean, they were going to make the bracket. They made a big splash. They beat Houston. They beat Texas. You know, they didn't take on some small schools to get where they're at. So I give them a lot of credit. But this was before I had changed my mind to the Canes. This is what I was talking about UConn. Like this is an organization. This is a school that has been there before, and they just seemed bigger than the Canes, and that's basically what it was. They took advantage of the fact of the one thing I said about the Canes that kind of nobody else did because their defense was so good. And it was the fact that the Canes were flat-footed on offense. That's, to me, they couldn't get in those layups. They couldn't get in those shots, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, Hunter, you want to answer that question?
Well, who's returning to the Canes? Do you know if
well, I
how many of them
believe that
returned?
actually their entire team was sophomores.
Was it?
So they all
Really?
stand a chance. They can all go into their starting 4 out of 5 are okay. In college ball in their junior year, you can go to the NBA. I think if they want to do it again, some of them might stay. I think the only one who might go might be O'Meara. Because I don't think he's going to want to risk
Norchad was
to
great,
start
man.
making top dollar.
I think if the Canes can grab maybe like a big man or two, well, Brian says we're losing like half the team to the league, which is you know what, I can't be mad at that either because for Miami Hurricanes to be in the NBA, that's that's pretty cool. Gotta love that.
Yeah, but as far as them reloading, getting
making
top
a
talent,
run at things again, maybe. Who knows? You never know. This could be the change, bro. Miami could be changing from a football to a basketball school.
Right? And it would be, I think
know.
it would be a good thing. And the fact is that they can, I think this opens up recruitment in a big way, and it also opens up, they have a great transfer. They're good at getting through the transfer portal. They're well coached, but like I said, they just got to do something about getting a little bit lighter on the offensive front. Like every time, I'm telling you, they're on defense, they're moving around, they're here, they're there. They get on offense, and all of a sudden they all stand at the top of the key and try to figure out who's going to make the move, So, I mean, that's where I'm at. So right now, as it stands, Hunter, the tournament championship final will be played against San Diego State University's Aztecs and the UConn Huskies. Of course, you know them.
Dude,
so,
hey, this is the matchup I had the whole time, bro. I wish you would have listened to me when we filled out the bracket, man. I told you San Diego State was gonna be in the finals, bro. I was like, Aztecs. How can you
did
count
not
the
have the San Diego State Aztecs back in the very beginning of the bracket breaking through because they came through the same bracket as Alabama. So don't even start there. Don't do that to yourself, brother. Don't lie like that, man. No, don't do that.
The Aztecs were gonna win it the whole time. I read the script, Leo. I read the script.
You read the script. Yeah, listen.
No, I think UConn demolishes San Diego. To be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I think
UConn. Have you seen the sides of those?
Right.
Listen. UConn, the way they guarded the paint and they took their 7-footers with their 4-foot-long fucking arms, bro. And there was nothing you were gonna do. You have to hope that you shoot 60% from downtown to keep up with UConn right now.
I agree. No, UConn they're rebuilding their program, and that's the thing. That's what they have been doing for such a long time. And since I think 2017 was the last time they made a Final Four appearance, and they didn't do so well. They are a championship school since like 1999. They've been trying to rebuild that. So I think because they didn't win the Big East, Marquette did. It almost overshadowed the game. People didn't see UConn really coming up that way, but I think they've done some pretty good stuff. I don't see a Pac-12 school beating a Big East school, an ACC school, or a Big 12 school. I just don't see it. I think San Diego State got lucky in a couple of their games, honestly. That's just the way
well, I think they had an easy road. Let me tell you, if the Canes had played FAU or San Diego State, I think they're in the championship game. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I
UConn
mean
was a tough.
that's why
Listen,
placing, and that's why
UM made it past.
them losing the tournament
UM
for
made
the
it
ACC
past.
tournament was the reason that they got in the side of the bracket they got on.
Listen,
So
we
how
made
you
it
play
past.
during your conference time is what's going to get you in.
No, absolutely. But you know what? The Hurricanes represented well. We made it past Indiana. We
Mm-hmm.
made it past
Houston.
Houston, and we made it past
Mm-hmm.
Texas.
Yes.
Those were some serious schools, man. Those are no joke.
Right. No, and that's all well and good, but you've got UConn winning this national championship. I've got
I
UConn winning as
definitely
well.
have UConn winning, man. Like, this team is huge, bro. Have you seen them? Like,
Yeah, I did. I did see them, and then when I went for UConn, and everybody called me a UM hater for it, I looked at it and I thought maybe that the defense for the Canes would show out and kind of stun and stop the size. Because, when you see big men, you don't think they're that fast. But, oh, my gosh, these guys
right.
were just quick from one end of the ball to the other. I'm like, I've never – actually, in all the games for UConn, I've never seen them move that fast. So they knew that they had to go faster than the Canes, especially when the Canes were on offense. That was easy for them to do.
You flattered us, man. It is what it is. It happens. It's sports, man. Sometimes,
But shout out to the
listen, man.
Canes.
Sometimes you get.
Congratulations for even making it to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Listen, like we said, Final Four in and of itself, you're the Mountain West champion. You're a champion. You cut down some nets. You had to dance in the locker room. And you know what, man? Honestly, I love this Jim Larinaga guy. He's my favorite coach of all time. I love him.
All right. Well, I think you liked another coach before he was let go from, your hockey team. And, right now we're going to talk hockey. We're going to talk a little bit really quick about a certain hockey player named Connor McDavid. All right. And a lot of eyes are on Connor. He's actually an amazing player. He's huge. And then to see him just glide on skates is kind of really interesting. However, with how good he's doing, a lot of people aren't paying attention to the actual team he's a part of, which is the Oilers. And do the Oilers have a plan in getting to the Stanley Cup final? Because I think they can make the playoffs, but can Connor McDavid and the Oilers get it together? Huh?
Well, they already clinched, Leo, so they
Right.
definitely made the playoffs, unless they die in a plane crash. But do I think they're going to make it to the Stanley Cup? Gosh, okay. So here's the thing with winning a Stanley Cup. When you get to the playoffs, we've talked about this multiple times here. You got to have a goaltender, man, and the Oilers don't have solid goaltending. The Oilers win a lot of their games by scoring 4 or 5 or 6 more goals. Then they get up against a team that's defensively sound, and they're in trouble. I don't see the Oilers winning at Stanley Cup. I see them getting to the Western Conference Final again, and I actually see the Vegas Golden Knights taking them out.
Oh wow! So you're talking about an expansion team again, getting to the Stanley Cup final.
I think the Knights are headed back, and can I tell you why?
So they're not. But I'll ask this question. Oh, go ahead. Tell me why. I want to know why.
Listen, the Knights remind me a lot right now of this of the 04 Lightning. Okay, because they got young guys with veteran leadership. And they've got this goalie, bro, that is just playing fucking lights out right now. Lights out. Okay. And he's already a proven Stanley Cup winner, man. Jonathan Quick is playing at elite levels. He already took the Kings once before to a Stanley Cup and won it all by himself. Everybody forgets that Jonathan Quick averaged, a goal and a half and a 97% save percentage that entire 16-17 game run, where the Kings, they came in as the 8th seed and they swept 2 people. Then they went to, I think it was around the 5, and then they won in a 7-game series against, I think it was your Rangers they took down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the last time in the last 20 years that the Rangers have been in the Cup.
Yep. I think that when it comes down to it it's weird that the Vegas Golden Knights have been the only expansion team to succeed the way that they have now. You pointed out that when
Well,
they first
no,
got
well,
in,
wait, because you know what? Last year I would agree with you, Leo, but the Seattle Kraken has surprised me. They've really put it together and they're on the verge of a playoff berth. And they've got a serious goaltender, too. A lot of these teams emerging now have, my goodness, even the Dallas Stars, you could look at them, Leo, and with Jake Ottinger. You've got some serious talent in the West, which is why I say that the Oilers are going to have trouble because the Oilers don't have a goalie. They don't have a goalie. They
right,
don't have defense.
right.
They've got a forward that scores 60 goals a season, and that's great in the season, man. When because he's gonna go off and have those 1, 2, 3 goal games. Not gonna have that
Right.
in the playoffs.
And with that, let's go down to the East. And the Bruins have won 60 games. Hunter, is the team that is this going to be the team that breaks the President's Cup curse?
Well, I fucking hate Boston sports, so I want to say no. But this team is solid, man. The Bees are solid. They've got good defense. They've got good goaltending. They've got stellar offense. They are number one in the league in the penalty kill, and I believe they are third in the league in the power play.
Wow.
There is not a lot of holes in this armor that you can poke fun at. Like the Bees are serious this year. Um, I will never put anything past um the President Cup trophy because it is just that fucking it'll jinx you that bad, so you never know what could happen. But
Right.
if I was a betting man and I had to put a futures in on it, I would put a futures that the Boston Bruins are going to be your Stanley Cup winners at the end of this all.
Wow. So that would break the curse. So what do you
I
think that
would
that
I
would
would put a
do?
futures. I would put a futures on the Boston Bruins. It would break an 11-year curse. I would put a future on the Boston Bruins, and then in the West, I thought I was leaning a bit towards the Stars before. I'm saying throw your future on the Vegas Golden Knights because not only are they a very good team, they're the leader in the West right now, it also plays into the NHL almost like game plan of wanting to make sure that there's a Stanley Cup played in Las Vegas. There's a huge market there for hockey. The
Right.
stadium's always sold out because you have tourists and stuff. So they would love to bring another Stanley Cup through there, especially if they can actually get a win. You know, I really would throw futures on the Knights, man, or the Stars, whichever you're feeling comfortable with.
Okay. Well, I mean, it just looks like when it comes to the playoffs, anything can happen, especially for the NHL. I think that where our real struggle would be is in picking a team that wouldn't surprise you. So, I just real quick, if you can just answer me this one as quickly as you possibly can, so we can move on to the next one. Is which team, which underdog playoff team has the highest chance of actually getting to the cup?
The Pittsburgh Penguins.
Wow. And so that would be knocking out the Bruins and now breaking the curse, right? Okay. All right. I think that's a solid answer. I like Pittsburgh. I think they're probably good
If the
for it. Probably, I
Penguins,
think
if the
they're the
Penguins
only
take
team
out,
really that can contend right now with the
I'll
Bruins.
answer it real quick. If the Penguins take out the Bruins, they'll probably be in the Cup final. I'll just leave it at
Okay.
that.
There you go. All right. Now moving on. Another playoffs that's taking place is the NBA playoffs. Of almost about to get started with that, and just making it last night were the New York Knicks. I think ever since they added Brunson into the lineup, they have had win streaks. They have had just good shooting, great team chemistry. I see them doing a lot, but here's the one thing I don't see them doing, Hunter. I don't see them getting past the Eastern Conference Championships. What about you?
Neither do I, man. I don't even really see a team in the East winning the title this year.
Really?
Yeah, man. With as good as the Bucks and the Celtics are, I really think, and you're gonna be like, man, get out of here. I think the Suns are gonna start cooking, man. I think
Okay.
KD will start to eat, and I really, really think the Suns finally get their first title this year.
That would be something. I think honestly, I think it's either going to be the Bucks or the Celtics getting it and actually winning the final.
Like, I would
Um,
love to say my Heat, but I don't think the Heat are.
no. The Miami Heat, I think, will give a good series to whoever it is that they're going to play, and they'll do what they have to do. It's they always get quote unquote white hot. I mean, I think taking the Suns. So I think taking the Suns to win the West is probably a great bet because I think they are going to cook, but I think that the Celtics and the Bucks, I think they have better team chemistry, especially with their bench. So I think that has a lot to do. However, playoff KD, man, he can do it. That's why it wouldn't surprise me if they win the West.
That's what I think's happening, man. I think he's been
Yeah.
quiet right now. He's getting ready. I think come playoff time, he explodes. He averages 30 to 35 points a game, if not more. 7-8 assists, 5, 6, 7 rebounds a game. I really think he puts his Suns team on his back and he takes them through the playoffs. I really do.
It wouldn't surprise me that he goes from KD back to Durantula because he does something when he gets into the playoffs. He really
He
does
does.
get the fire cooking. You're right, but I don't think that's going to carry him all the way past into the actual finals as state champion. I think they'll make the finals, but they'll still lose to the either the Bucks or the Celtics, whoever makes it out.
So you have the Bucks or the Celtics going through on the East?
Yeah. Now, I mean, especially I love the Celtics. As a Knicks fan, it hurts me to even say that. But
have you seen that big fucking goddamn Norwegian that the fucking Bucks added to their team? Have you seen the size of that fucker, bro? Oh my god! I was watching Sports Center the other night and I saw the highlight and I had to pause it. I was like, "Oh my fucking god! It's a real life Scandinavian troll, bro! Oh my god!" He was standing at the free throw line and his hands reached the fuking hoop of the basket. That's scary. I was like, "How are you supposed to play against that?"
You find ways. You find ways to get around. But I think that the Bucks have a good, solid chance. I like the Celtics. They're coached very well. The team, I think they're the team that has the best bench that pairs well with its starters. As far as everybody the bench players know where they're at. They know that they're the bench. They know they're not starters, but they're great on adding to the points, getting more for what they can do. I like the Celtics. Which is crazy because I almost called it at the beginning of the season. Like it seems that it's the only good solid team. And I guess it's because I like the way they play ball. They move it around. They lead the league in assists. So yeah, it's again, I like that. I like small ball.
I like the Suns, man.
All
I think the Suns are cooking.
Well, yeah, I think seeing them get out of the West, I see it. Yeah, I can definitely see it, and I can probably even see them getting, like I said, getting into the finals. But I just don't see them getting past either one of those two teams in the East. Not in a 7-game series.
And guys, real quick, if you or anyone you know is having a problem struggling with an addiction of any kind, but specifically around here at the PGW, a gambling addiction, go ahead and give them this number right here and let them know. But let them know any addiction at all, whether it be illegal substances or not, are no good.
Hey, get help. That's the key. If you know somebody who needs help, provide the help. And at least point the way. I know some people, they want the help, but then they don't get it, or they don't want the help when you offer.
Exactly.
At least
friends
offer
don't let other friends snort.
That's true.
That's just how it is, man.
So I have something to bring up to you. This is going now into the NFL news, and that is that Jim Kelly said something. For those of you who are not old enough to remember Jim, I remember Jim. All right, Jim Kelly was the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills that took them to their 4 Super Bowl losses. All right, he's got 4 AFC title rings. All right, he is like the Ray Finkel of the Buffalo Bills. All right, so he has come out and said this, Hunter, that the Bills are just one running back away from a complete team. What say you?
Well, maybe they were. Maybe they were,
Okay.
but now they're like a whole defense away. And the Buffalo Bills ain't never gonna win no fucking Super Bowl, bro. Like, come on, man. It's the Buffalo fucking Bills. I ain't gonna win no Super Bowl. You know who's gonna win a Super Bowl, Leo, next year? Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to know
Really?
why?
It has to be your Dolphins, bro.
It's gonna be Patrick Mahomes, bro. Again,
Why?
that's just Patrick. Because Patrick Mahomes is the key. He's the answer to everything.
Oh,
I went
okay.
back, bro. I looked, man, the last like 3 years. If you have Patrick Mahomes, you won fantasy football championships.
Well,
Patrick
that's
Mahomes
fantasy
in
football.
every Super Bowl, man. No,
There's only one
no. I think the Buffalo Bills they're definitely a running back away. They ain't got no running back. Even though I know somebody who drafted their running back first overall last year. The Buffalo Bills, they've lost the guys on defense, right?
Yeah, they've lost a couple in their linebacker
then you've got an offense that's getting figured out now, right? It's not the same as when a couple years ago when they were like, "Oh, what type of playing style, Josh Allen?" They've got years of tape on him, and let me tell you, the Buffalo Bills are not gonna get it done with Stephon Diggs at wide receiver, and their number 2 is what's his fucking name, bro? I'm drawing a blank. Help me out. What's this number 2 guy, bro? Gabriel Davis. You know, if your number 2 is Gabriel Davis, do you need far more than a running back?
I think that they have a solid team. Losing some of the key components of their defense is going to make it very difficult. That means they're going to have to rely a lot more on that offense. So they definitely need a running game to kind of balance things back out. But I think that the AFC East is going to just be too competitive for the Bills this year. I actually have them finishing number 2 in your division. I have the Dolphins finishing number 1 in your division.
Oh, I don't like that.
And that's even with Aaron Rodgers.
Number 1. Every time you tell me the Dolphins are number 1, we end up last. No.
All right, well, I'm going to say it again, just so you hear me clearly. The Dolphins will be at the top of their division. But I believe that the Dolphins will probably win their division just like the Bucks did on a under 500. There you go. I'll do that for you because they definitely won't be at the top of the conference. I think there's other teams that are making bigger plays right now. The Bengals are making bigger plays as far as
what the fuck is up with the Jets too, bro? Are they gonna trade for Aaron Rodgers, or are they just gonna finally come out and say like, "Hey, no, we were just kidding, man"?
I don't think so. I think, well, honestly, do we think that Aaron Rodgers is going to get picked up by the Jets? I believe so. I believe it's basically a done deal. Bro. I think they're just dragging it out because Aaron wants to be at the top of the news cycle. It's all about feeding his ego, and no offense, him going to New York is going to do exactly that. It's going to give him exactly what he wants. That's just a fact. And also another team to look out in the AFC is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, Hunter, believe it or not, the owner says he's got the formula figured out. He's got a good coach, good general manager, and he says a solid quarterback is basically the foundation of what you need to have good success or to have any real tantamount success. I find that odd because I actually kind of disagree with the fact that his offense wasn't what got them into the playoffs last year. At least that's what I think. But what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's hard to say the offense didn't get them into the playoffs when, you got to score more points than the other team.
Right, but if you keep the other team from scoring points and all you need to do is score 10 points, then it's something different, Hunter.
Listen, the Jaguars started out horrible. Don't get me wrong. I thought, okay,
Urban Meyer completely destroyed that team.
I was like, Goldilocks is all hype. This is another fucking Tim Tebow here. But then I was wrong, Leo. Listen. You can't say it was all the offense, but you can't say that that Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, once they got healthy and they got back, you can't say that the Jacksonville Jaguars weren't looking like a serious fucking team. I would watch them, bro. They might be the heads of the AFC South for quite a while, man.
Well, I would say something like to the effect that Joe Flacco having Lewis as his running back, they had a solid offense. It wasn't a I wouldn't say an elite offense, but having the defense that they did carry the
But the
Ravens
Ravens
to
had
a Super
enough to
Bowl.
get it done to win a Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. You don't need an
Right.
elite offense if you have you just need an offense that's not going to
If you
lose
have
you
an
the
elite
game.
defense. But I'm just saying that the owner
But
goes and says
Jacksonville doesn't
the
have an
owner goes and
elite
says to have
defense.
good success, to have actual success, you have to have a good head coach, a good general manager, a good quarterback. What does that say about your defense?
No, but there's a difference, Leo. The Ravens defense had like fucking 5 Hall of Famers on it, bro. The Jacksonville, I wouldn't say Jacksonville's an elite defense.
I don't know. They shut down a lot of teams.
When you I understand shutting down, but there's a difference between comparing Joe Flacco kind of being carried by a defense with 5 Hall of Famers on it, multiple.
But everybody had the 49ers going with Brock Purdy at their quarterback because the defense was so good.
The best linebacker,
like Brock Purdy was something special.
But Leo, you're telling me the best line. You're telling me that you're comparing the Jaguars defense with a Ravens defense that has arguably the best corner and best linebacker to ever play the game on it.
No, they won that Super Bowl after those guys were gone. They won that Super Bowl after those guys were gone. You're thinking about their Super Bowl with the 49ers. There was another one.
Which one are you what are you talking about? Joe Flacco had fucking Ed Reed and Ray Lewis on his team.
He had Lewis, but he didn't have Ed Reed.
Are you on drugs? Retired. Are you on drugs?
Am I on drugs?
He had. What do you mean he didn't have Ed Reed? Ed Reed was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about when the Ravens beat the Colts, 24-9.
Yes.
Okay. Now when they beat the 49ers. When they beat the 49ers, who did they have?
No, but the Baltimore Ravens, when they won with Joe Flacco, they had Ray Lewis and they had Ed Reed.
And they had Ed Reed in his last year.
The 49ers, I think they just had Ray Lewis. Reed
past his prime. They had Ray Lewis, basically. They went to a Super Bowl after that. And hello?
I'm listening.
They had Ray Lewis and they didn't have Ed Reed. He'd retired by 2012.
Okay. They still had arguably the best linebacker to ever play the game.
Oh, so the linebacker. That's all you need. Again,
dude.
going right back to the original argument that I'm trying to make, that this owner said that a quarterback is what's tantamount. He didn't say linebacker. He didn't say, like, come on. What was Phil Simms without Lawrence Taylor, right? That's what some people will actually argue and say. Like, he didn't have Rodney Hampton and Mark Bavaro to throw to. Like what? Listen, I'm making the argument that the owner said that the key to success was coach, general manager, and quarterback, as if the defense did not have anything to do with what the Jags' success was, as if the defense didn't carry that team into the playoffs.
I just, all I know is every successful team, there's a successful quarterback behind it.
Okay, I'll remember to hold on a second. That one I need to look up because
even Trent Dilfer knew not to fuck up the team. He had elite not fucking up ability. He couldn't hit people on wide open routes, but at least he didn't throw.
That's the key. At least, dude, just don't turn it over. That's it. That
just don't fuck it up, bro. Like, okay. Listen, you don't have to throw any touchdowns. just don't throw any touchdowns to the other team. And Trent was like, "Oh, I got you, bro. I'll just throw it out of bounds."
Just throw it. Okay. I'm just
Throw it out of
saying,
bounds,
like
and they
you
were like,
can't,
"Hand it off."
you cannot. To me, the owner saying that he basically insulted the defense that carried his team to the playoffs. But you think that Trevor? I mean, honestly, I do think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be a special talent next year. I think he's got some. Doug
I
Peterson's
like
doing
him.
something special with this guy. I'll tell you that. I give him that. Absolutely.
I like him, bro. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars. So what's up next, Leo? What's up? What's on the docket, man?
What's on the docket next? Actually, believe it or not, we were slightly out of order. Now it's about to get really
You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order.
all right. Because it looks like the WWE and the UFC have reached an agreement to create a $21.4 billion multimedia entertainment company.
Listen, either way this works out, it's fucking great because either the WWE is about to become real or the UFC is about to become even better scripted. So,
More
so
McGregor.
either
more
way,
McGregor.
it's a win. Either way, it's a win. Because now you'll get guys like hopping out the octagon to beat up trainers and stuff, like Khabib wanted to do, but for show, not real life.
Right.
Oh my
Like, hey
god!
man,
Or
them
or
guys,
bro,
I will.
the WWE is finally gonna get real, bro, and like people are legit gonna start getting thrown off the stage.
I just find it odd because Vince McMahon was actually he took control back from the WWE just a few months ago, and then said he was going to sell it. Now all of a sudden he's come out with this merger, and I think Dana White's going to remain as the chairman or the president of the UFC, but he's not going to be part of this whole ordeal of what they're trying to work out. I think really it's just more entertainment, and I think I think that's the one thing that we're looking for. We're looking to actually be entertained. Let the gladiator, are you not entertained? Like I think that whole ordeal where like it's people cheering on. I think almost even when you're watching some of these games, basketball, hockey, baseball now starting, there's kind of a malaise that takes over. It's kind of like it's all boring to watch, and it's like, another whatever sports thing happening I don't care about. And like the most exciting thing that happened yesterday was the LSU Tigers winning the women's NCAA tournament for basketball, and that's like, all right, cool. And everybody's like, and now we have the tournament tonight that's going to be actually just starting. That's it. And then after that, what? After that, we're watching baseball with its 150,000 games. And what? So now another entertainment company wants to come give us more. Bring out the popcorn, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Right? I'm all for it, man. Like I said, this could be great, bro. This could lead to chairs being used in the UFC now.
Hey, I'm down. It's already a barroom brawl for me.
What
bro.
if in championship fights? Listen, what if in championship fights, round 5, a minute left, 2 chairs get thrown into the octagon? That would insanity.
I say a 4-drink minimum before they even get into the octagon.
I like that. You see, I like that. I like the whole. I think we should have drunk boxing again. I really do.
That
I really
was good.
I really
That
think
was
we
good
should have drunk boxing. That or drunk soccer. That would be great too. Oh,
All
man.
right, Hunter. Well, we're reaching the conclusion of our show. To do that, we have to get through the woodshed.
Not a problem, sir. He's a good kid. He's just got to watch his language in front of the ladies.
I'll remind Kevin where he comes from.
Okay, that sounds terrific.
You use foul language in front of a lady?
No, Daddy, no!
All right, Hunter. I am going to go ahead. I'll go ahead. Go first. I'll go first.
All right, you go
No
first.
problem.
You do it.
All right, my woodshed is actually the University of Miami Hurricanes basketball team, because as much congratulations as you're going to get from everybody, including myself, for making it into the Final Four, I have to say that was a very pathetic appearance. You had to either have been partying or something nights before the game, because there was no way you were preparing for the onslaught that was coming on top of you. You did absolutely nothing to stop it. You tried to come back one time, and then when you were down by 13, the closest you got was by 8, and then even then, flat-footed on offense. You come into the tournament and it's like you gave up. It made for bad TV, because you guys had made it past the 2 schools that were supposed to be in, at least going before that Final Four bracket. They were supposed to be part of the Elite Eight, and that was both Texas and Houston. And for them not to meet, and for you to do what you did, it was amazing. We could congratulate you all day and all night about what you did, but then we also have to pay attention to what you also did, which is you dropped the ball. Literally, that's exactly what you did. You had the game ball in your hands. You were saying that you were psyched and ready to go. And what? Were you dreaming? Were you asleep? Were you now watching as Sonogo literally just leveled you? Now, here's the thing. Not only did he take those threes, he was wide open when he took each and every single one of them. For a team that touts such a strong defense, you guys did not pay attention to their key player, which means only one thing. You guys really didn't prep for this game. You guys really thought you had this in the bag, because you thought UConn was just another slow school that you were going to go up against that just barely made it out of the Big East and into the tournament. You underestimated your opponent, and you suffered a quality loss. I hope, for your sake, you learn from it and something great happens. But until then, you belong in the woodshed, guys.
That was great, Leo. That was great. All righty. So I guess it's my turn.
All right, Hunter. Yes, it is.
All righty. Well, I had prepared to take Chelsea to the woodshed, right? And all of this stuff. But then something more worthy of going to the woodshed appeared. And that is beta males and haters. So we got our bowl here, because we're eating up all the hate mail and all the haters of the PGW. And that's who's going to the woodshed today. Because the truth is, you guys drive the fire of the show. You make us go, and you make this all possible. So to be honest, the woodshed is more of a shout out to the haters out there. We love you all. So with that being said, Mr. Leo, I think it's time we close. We tell these wonderful, beautiful people at home to have a great night, and you all stay classy.
That's right. Don't forget, you also to watch the Lions Den every morning, 7 Central, 8 Eastern Standard Time in the morning. We'll be back on Thursday with your pregame warm-up. I'm Leo Valdez with Hunter Horn saying thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for hating, all you haters out there.
Thank you for hating. Nom 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 nom.